How to make anybody feel fantastic. Let's do an experiment, a kind of future fantasy visualization experiment. Imagine for a moment it's a couple of years in the future, and you have somehow become famous. Think about that. Being famous, but only in the best way. The way that you would imagine being the best way. The perfect balance of fame and anonymity according to your own preferences. First, what would you like to be famous for? For a creation like an invention or a best-selling novel? Or more like a behavior, like a performance of some kind? Acting, music, sports, etc. Is your fame more low-key or high-key? Like everybody recognizes you everywhere, always begging for autographs, and your crack team of private bodyguards are always keeping you safe? Or nobody really knows you're famous until you explain who you really are. And then their eyes get big as they realize you're that person. Where do you live? In a huge house in a rich and well-known neighborhood? Or in a very low-key house where nobody knows who you are? So you can walk the dog in peace. What kind of house do you have? Huge, lots of spacious rooms? Or kind of small, low-key, but very high quality? What does all your fame money represent? More like things you could buy for friends and family? Or time where you don't need to interact with the world if you don't want to? Now take your time thinking about these simple questions. Questions that I'm asking without knowing very much about you. Without any feedback, there's not much further I can go. I could go on about ideal health, ideal relationships, but within each one of these categories, there's only so many questions I could ask. But now suppose that you and I were having a one-on-one conversation, meaning the more of your answers I got, the further I could keep asking. Now imagine this scenario. First, take a look at these kinds of questions. This kind or that kind? Like this or like that? They don't really require you say anything. Maybe nod your head one way or the other. Now imagine just relaxing back, maybe on a couch or something. Eyes closed and relaxed. And I kept asking these kinds of questions. For example, just on the theme of your dream house, I could go on for a long time. Every answer I got out of you, I could keep going deeper and deeper. What would this do for you? You wouldn't have to talk. You wouldn't have to think. Just nod your answer. You'd feel pretty good, right? Now imagine being able to do this for anybody. No speaking on their part required. No thinking on their part required. Just choosing. Even choosing by nodding. How many different kinds of people could you use this on? How many different kinds of people would you make feel fantastic because of this? How do you think they would feel about you because of this? To find out, visit mindpersuasion.com/desire-builder.